Hi. Hi, Charity. I can't be on here long. My battery life is at 30% and my charger cord decided it does not want to work. So we got to make this fast. I just want to wait another second or two to see if anyone else is going to jump on here before I start. All art is mental. I like your handle. Welcome. I don't think I've seen you here before. I don't remember seeing that name. So welcome. Hey Zen. Hope all is well with you. So listen ladies, for those of you who don't know, and I would assume it's 8 people in here now, maybe all of you know who I am. Oh, you on a break? Oh, okay. Well, we gotta make this fast. I am known as Salkis Re. I am the Ugly Girls Ambassador. I am founder of the Ugly Girls Club, where we put beauty in its proper perspective. We don't let it run the show over here. Our value is all encompassing of talents and skills, our heart, our soul, what we have to give. And we are not ruled by the emotion of trying to fit in and trying to look a particular way to be appealing to men or to be accepted by anyone. That is the maxim, that is the manifesto of the Ugly Girls Club, and why I proudly call myself an ugly girl. I am a life coach, an artist, an author, a poet. You go to my website, iloveherart.com. You can go to my blog and find out all kinds of juicy stuff, other tips and tricks to make your life smoother. Salkisre.com. Subscribe to both of them so you don't miss any communications with me. This is my life's work. Hi, Tiffany. So today, really quickly, because like I said, my battery is about to fail me. We are talking today about comparisons. Yesterday I did a live about not being jealous, and I was monitoring the feedback from that live, and a lot of you are struggling with envy issues of envy of women that you find that are more attractive than you. You think for some, I wouldn't say strange reason, but a purposeful reason, because we've all been indoctrinated that a woman that is more attractive than you has a better life than you. You assume that she has no issues. You assume that she's free. I think one of you has stated that you feel that attractive women are free to express themselves. You feel that they live a freer life, a more carefree life. And nothing could be further from the truth. But we don't even want to harp on that and to put any too much weight on that, because all that is speculation. At the end of the day, all that is you letting your imagination run wild with you. You don't know what steps any woman has taken to get to the point where she is in her life, whether she's naturally pretty or not. You don't know what she's been through. You can only speculate that her life is freer than yours because of the way she looks. Now, the problem with the notion that because she doesn't have to endure judgment because of the way she looks, or harsh judgment or bad judgment because of the way she looks, means that if she does suffer abuse, it's not somehow it's not as bad because she still looks good. Listen, our logic is effed up. It's just effed up. But this is a reasoning of a lot of women. Well, you know, she may be treated bad, but she's cute. So at the end of the day, she can recuperate. She can somehow heal herself faster than you, or whatever abuse she's going through can't be that bad because she's pretty. So there's varying degrees of what we accept as abuse now. Is it only that if I'm pretty, if the woman is pretty, then anything that she goes through, she should suck it up because she's pretty, and your abuse is more harsh because you're being abused because you don't look good? Where are we getting all this logic from? It's stupidity. We are functional retards out here, for the most part. We as women are functional retards. We have crazy reasonings for the things that we assume about ourselves and other women. Just total insanity. Total insanity. So why is it fruitless for you to compare yourself to another woman? I'll tell you why. Because you are not me. Use me as an example. I am not you, and you are not me. The reason why you compare things that are similar. Like the Big Mac from McDonald's and the Whopper from Burger King. Those are similar items. So you can compare those two. It is normal, natural to compare those two because they are similar. You and I are not similar. I can never be you. Not even close. And you can never be me. Not even close. So why are we comparing ourselves? As if there's something about you that I can actually be or have or whatever. It's fruitless. So because we are not similar, because that's an actual fact, means the comparing thing is a total waste of time. You have to put all of your ducks in your row. You have to water the grass underneath your own feet. There is no amount of fretting, no amount of envy or jealousy that's going to turn you into the girl that you wish you look like. And at the end of your life, when you become extinct, and when you're on your last breath, you're not going to be thinking about her. You're not going to be thinking about all those women that you wish you looked like. Or all the women that you thought had it going on. You're not going to be thinking about them when you're on your last hurrah. You know what you're going to be thinking about? All the missed opportunities. All the opportunities you let pass you by because you were afraid to take them, because you felt inadequate, because you didn't look like so-and-so and such and such and such and such. You're going to be thinking about that. You're going to be thinking about all the things that you screwed up, that you didn't take a chance on, that you didn't make a move on because you were too intimidated and you were too busy waiting year after year, month after month, week after week, year after year, decade after decade, for some sort of elusive approval, right? Some sort of approval, validation, green light from people who halfway cared or maybe didn't care at all. You were too busy waiting on that and it never came. And now you're at the end of the road looking back like, I should have done that. I should have taken a chance. I should have went to school. I should have learned this. I should have stayed on course. I shouldn't have jumped off the boat so fast. I should have dedicated myself to this, that, and the third. That's what you're going to be thinking about at the end. Not who you could have looked like. Not who you could have looked like. That's not going to be what you're reflecting on. So the time is now. The time to be all you can be is right now. Right now. Don't waste another day pining away. The woe is me. Nobody wants me. Nobody sees me. I'm invisible kind of nonsense that some of you say that you go through. I wouldn't say it's nonsense. Well, it is nonsense. It is. Because it's an easy fix when you decide to arrest any energy towards feeling sorry for yourself and put that energy into some sort of productivity. We are too busy as women feeling sorry for ourselves. And I guess that's what we're wired. We're just wired to complain. We're wired to need. We're wired for certain things. But I like everything in its proper perspective. And I think everything is okay in context. I think everything's okay at the proper timing, the proper moment, with the right person. Everything's okay. But to spend day in and day out wishing you were someone else, what's the purpose of your life? Why are you living? Why are you living? Every day you wishing you were somebody else, some other woman, and somebody is supposed to miraculously find value in you when that is your temperament, when that is your character, when that is your countenance is all wrapped up in I don't want to be me, and somebody's supposed to love you through that. You've been watching the big screen and thinking somebody's supposed to love you through all your self-hate. That's what we've been indoctrinated with. And through all your self-hate, what has manifest is you are bored. The manifestations of self-hate is boredom, fear, procrastination, perfectionism. Those are all derivatives of self-hate, all of them. And you want somebody to come and sweep you off your feet and to have unconditional love for that. How, Sway? The unconditional love you're seeking has to first come out of you. It's got to come out of your own head. It's got to come out of your own head. That's the order of operations here. I'm as good as I'm going to look right now. Okay? I can't look any better than this. I guess without going under the knife or something like that and doing the extremes that other women do. And that's not my role. That's not my bag. That's not what I'm going to do. But does that mean that I'm going to go around feeling like, I'm less than because a gorgeous woman walks in the room? Not at all. Not at all, because I value my life. I value my life, and I've designed it. And every day I'm working on myself. I'm a work in progress too, just like everybody else. Every day I'm working on finding more reasons to love me. That's your job. If you don't have a purpose, find another reason to love yourself today. If you don't know in the grand no grand purpose, you don't have any life purpose thing, then your life purpose is to find another reason today to have respect and admiration for yourself. And that might be in helping someone else. The path to that might be in helping somebody else today. Because a lot of us, I find, also are just too self-absorbed. We're too much into vanity. We're caught up in the vanity and we're not helping anybody. And that's why we're feeling miserable too. If nobody needs you, if nobody's dependent on you, then what is your value? Because I think value, a big chunk of it is in affecting the lives of other people in some way. Whether that you could do that through motherhood, through sisterhood, through teaching. I don't know. There's many paths to that. And that way, if someone's dependent on you, then your life has meaning. Then your life starts to mean something. Not just what the hell you looking in the mirror at. That's not it. That's not the whole thing. That's not the whole thing. And I understand this is a hard concept because no one's saying it. Everyone's giving you the prescription of just be sexy. Get you a yoni egg and, line up your chakras and what else? Do belly dancing. Wear heels to make your legs look longer. Get some weave and do, all that superficial stuff is not self-esteem. That's self-image. It is not self-esteem. The two are not related. They're not related. Comparing when you are not the same as the woman that you wish you look like. You're comparing yourself to her when you're two totally different people. Houseway. I'm not seeing the comments, y'all. So if y'all, somebody say something. Let me see if it pops. I don't see any comments. Get real. This whole world is based on comparing ourselves to others. What do you mean get real? What does get real mean? So your idea is that I should feel sorry for myself when I see a woman that's more attractive than me? Is that your prescription for what it is I'm talking about here? So it's better for me to stay in that reality that she's better than me, and I should feel sorry for myself as a result that that she looks better than me. That's what you're prescribing to my viewers and me on this channel here. What is the get real? Because I'm being real right now. I'm not saying that a woman doesn't look better than me, or a woman doesn't look better than anybody on this live. There's always going to be somebody better. That's not the point. The point is you have to find your value individually and understand that you can't be her. So spending your day in envy, the misery of envy, because envy is misery. Jealousy and envy is misery, especially when it's for things that you cannot be. You have to cut that off. You have to cut the energy off from that because it's fruitless. It doesn't accomplish anything. It doesn't get you anywhere. It doesn't make you feel better about yourself. So the get real part is what? Because you guys profit from women feeling sorry for themselves. You guys get free vagina. Uncommitted vagina. Vagina you don't have to commit to, you don't have to pay for, you don't have to marry when she feels less than herself. So the get real part is what? Every woman should just feel bad so that you can have an opportunity to make her feel good, to uplift her. I said the other day, men cannot uplift women. He can direct you, you know, if he's of sound mind and everything, he can advise you, direct you. But as far as upliftment is concerned, that's dicey. Because when you put the sexual component into it, you're always going to be manipulated. His upliftment is contingent upon how much and what you're offering between your legs. And there's an expiration date on that. It's sisters that have to uplift each other because we don't have that sexual component going on, that condition of, I want to screw you, so I'll uplift you because you're pretty and all that other nonsense that you dudes come with all your upliftment. If sisters were honest with each other, we wouldn't have no problems. But we have this hierarchy, and she's better than her, and she's better than her, she look better than her, and all that stuff that men fuel. Men fuel the dissension between us and have us clawing at each other, but vying for your attention. For attention from most of these men who ain't worth nothing anyway. This is what happens. We are no different than each other at the end of the day. No different. It's an illusion. It's an illusion. Your value is what you set. Your value is what you determine that it is. Your value is your habits. Everything that you do every day fuels what your value is. Everything. And when I say we're no different, I'm saying we go through the same struggles, the same wants and desires for love, protection, security, and all that. We are the same in what we want, but we're not the same in capabilities. We're not the same in look. Well, you might have certain proclivities to diseases that I don't have, and the same with me. I have talents that you may not have because I genetically inherited them that you don't have. So we are different. We are different. The way I process pain and the way you process pain are different. But we have the same goals. We handle setbacks, we handle fear, we handle pain, we handle rejection, and all these things in different ways based on how we've been conditioned. We are different because you grew up different than me. Your parents taught you different things than me. That's what I'm talking about. So me trying to be you, I would have to have been born you. For me to be you, I would have to have been born you. And there's no possible way for that to happen. You have talents, you have skills right now that you are letting go to sleep. You're letting them lay dormant. You're not fueling them. You're not becoming the expert that you can be, the master that you can be, because she has something over there that you feel is more valuable than what you have inside. That's the problem with us. A lot of us don't look so hot. What are we supposed to do? Are we supposed to be doormats? Are we supposed to be the doormats that people expect that we should expect to be? Because some people expect you, when you look a certain way, they expect you to fall in line and do as you're told. About all you're worth. Give it to you with a smile, like you're supposed to be okay. Like, what do I say all the time? A lot of us are treated like charity cases. Charity cases. Because of the way we look. And there's nothing you could do about the perception that other people have. The only thing you have control over is how you respond to it. And if you agree with their perception of you, do you understand you have total sovereignty over whether you're going to agree with anyone's perception of you or not? That is what you have total control over. I cannot control how anybody's going to feel about the way that I look. But when you have a conversation with me, and when you're deciding that you want something from me, well, now the tables are turned. The tables are turned. Because now I have terms. I have terms and conditions that I have every right and all the authority over my being to protect myself to enforce. I don't have to agree with what you think and with what you feel. That's the one thing I have control of. You can give me your opinion of me all day long. All day. And I still have the sovereign right, full autonomy, full authority to say, no, I don't agree. Or yes, you're right about everything you feel about me, and I agree with that. And this is how abusive relationships are. It's an agreement with whatever they feel. You're in agreement with whatever they feel. If you're in an abusive relationship, you agree to what he feels about you. You may not want it, but you are in agreement because you are relating to each other in a relationship. It's a relating. It's relative. Commonalities. That's what it is. That's what this thing is. So don't waste your time. Compare apples and oranges. I'm an apple and you're an orange. What are we doing comparing for? People waste so much time. We waste so much time as well. We just all some of you do is worry. You wake up worried, you go to bed worried. You're scared, you wake up scared, you go to bed scared. You wake up with low self-esteem, you go to bed with low self-esteem, and you don't do nothing different. Hey, Latasha. Hey, Jazz. Men know that too. When they find a woman that feels less than, they take advantage of her in everything in every way. I mean, that's the game. That's the game of love. If you're weak, you can be controlled. It is as simple as that. If you are weak and you show any weakness, you can be easily manipulated and controlled. And strength, on the other hand, isn't about bravado. It isn't about being masculine. Strength, some of us are under the impression we got to act like men to show strength. We got to be indifferent. We can't show love. We can't show affection because then we'll be walked all over. How? if whatever you're showing and whatever you're giving is what you want to do? How can you be walked over giving something that you wanted to give? Not that you would manipulate, because manipulation, being manipulated into giving and giving because you want to are two different things. You are afraid of being taken advantage of when it's something that you want, that you felt compelled to do. If it's your decision, you're always empowered in your decision, and hopefully your decision makes sense and it's not just purely emotionally driven, or that's really hard for us not to do because we're all emotionally driven. All women are, you know, until you get burned enough and then you become a whore. The women that aren't emotionally driven usually become sluts and whores, and then that's, you know, that's something else. That's like, you know, some of us use it as an out. And that's not a very good out because, you know, any man that's getting your vagina is getting something. He's a winner. Whether he had to pay for it or not, he's a winner. He's getting your prized possession. He's getting something priceless, something worth more than any money he has in his pocket. So to me, that there's no empowerment in being a whore. None. But that's what we're sold. Be a whore, get your coins. Be a whore and get your, but you know, that's another deal. Right? That's another deal. Let me see. I don't see the comments. If somebody say something so I can see if my comments are working. All right. I don't see anything. Damn, this YouTube. I'm not saying, if you're saying something, I don't see. Okay, you made a video about women getting coins. Yes, I did. I did make a video about women getting coins. I also made a video about women picking men who aren't that attractive. I made a lot of videos. I made a whole bunch of videos about how to choose, how to have a certain mind frame. This video is about not comparing yourself to other women, though. That's what this video is about. It's not about coinage. It's not about that. It's about finding your own magic, your own light, your own purpose, your own reason for living so that you can pull yourself up out of your depressive state. Because a lot of you are depressed because you're not getting validation. That's the sum total of your effing depression, is that you're not, people that you want to validate you don't pay your ass no mind. And you're suicidal because of that. So we have to come up out of that. We have to stop feeling that somebody else got to tap us on the shoulder and say, good job, like a pet, like a dog on an effing leash. We got to come up out of that so that we can have some independent thought, some sort of independent. This is what I think about me. Not what you think about me, but this is what I think about me. This is how I feel about me. Some of us never have an independent thought. We never have an original thought about nothing. Everything we think about is what we've heard before, what we heard somebody say, what somebody said 20 years ago. We believe that. We believe what everybody else says except ourselves. That's the problem. That's the problem. Every woman is not depressed because of some man. I've experienced depression. It has nothing to do with the relationship or a man. There's so much more things that can go on. Of course. That's not what we're talking about here today, though. And most of the women that come to this channel are looking for relationships. They've been burned in love. Most people have low self-esteem because they've been rejected romantically, rejected by their parents, which is another form of love. So you can say, you can pretty it up and say that it's something else. What is the something else? And if you backtrack whatever the something else is, if it's not love, when you peel it back, it goes back to not having love. This thing is really simple. We're all walking around here pretending not to be wounded, pretending not to be rejected. And we built a whole life around fear. Around fear of rejection. That's why you can't find your life purpose, because you're afraid of being rejected, afraid of not being validated. You're afraid of looking like a fool. This is what we do. This is what we do. Shame. Shame runs our lives. Shame and guilt runs the average woman's life. Shame and guilt. Enough. Enough. I like taking care of sick relatives. Like taking care of sick relatives in your life, just being hijacked by that so much more doesn't always have to do with the man. All right, well that's your, all right. I mean, what do you want me to say to that? Your thing is you feel low because you're taking care of elderly people. That's why you feel inadequate. Because you're taking care of someone. That's why you feel bad. All right. Salkis, how do you go out alone as a woman? I'm trying to learn how to be more independent. Do you think going to happy hour alone is advisable? I don't drink. I'm not a supporter of alcohol in any way, so you won't find me at anybody's happy hour. So I don't really know, how to advise that. I think a woman going out to happy hour alone lets everybody know she's looking for company, and how effective that is, I don't know, because you don't want to ever appear needy. But to me, if you're going to drink by yourself, you're a lonely person. But then again, maybe everybody in there is in the same boat. I don't know what that atmosphere is like. I don't know what that atmosphere is like. I know people are everywhere. I know men are everywhere. Men got to eat, so they're at the grocery store. Men got to work out. They're at the gym. I see a whole lot of men at the gym. They're everywhere. Concerts, plays, stuff like that. Like I said yesterday, and it was so funny. I said on yesterday's live that you ladies have to start relearning the art of communication. The reason why you're not meeting anybody is because you're not talking. That's really what it boils down to. When you're out and about, you don't make eye contact with people. You don't say hello. And I know this for a fact, because when I'm out and about, people have their heads down. They're either on their phones. If you try to make eye contact with them, they turn their heads. This is what people do now. It's very awkward for people to do face-to-face communication, because everything is technology. And it was so funny when I was at Trader Joe's yesterday after I got off my live getting a few things, and this white lady had stopped me. She was like, "Oh, you're gorgeous." She said, "Wow, look at you." And I smiled and I said, "Well, thank you so much." And she was like, she just bust into conversation just from there, talking about some actor, I forgot his name, some actor guy that she saw at some restaurant when she went out for her birthday, and she was telling this whole story. She was like, I know I'm just going on and on and on, and my family says, you got to stop talking to strangers. And she said, I just can't help it. I feel like I know who's safe to talk to and who's not. And I said, it's funny that you should say that, because I just did a live on my YouTube page advising women to start talking to people more, and they have to relearn what you do naturally. And her eyes was just gonna pop out of her head, because she felt so self-conscious, because all of her family was saying she talks too much. She talks to Pete. She talks to everybody, and I guess they're annoyed by that characteristic that she has. That everyone says you just shut up. And when I told her, you have a gift that women actually have to relearn how to do, so that they don't ever meet a stranger. And she smiled and was like, "Oh, I feel so much better about myself." And this was an older woman. She had to be, I'm just going to guess by how she looked, she could be close to 70, 60, maybe late 60s, maybe 70. I'm assuming 70, 71, something like that. She was like, "Oh, I feel so much better about myself now because everyone said that I talk to people too much and all that, but I just like people." Amazing. Amazing. And she meets people everywhere she goes. She meets celebrities everywhere she goes because she's open like that. And we have to learn to do that. We really have to learn the art of communication. It doesn't have to be this big formality. People are starved for human connection. It's just that a lot of us are afraid. A lot of us are afraid to say hello. A lot of us are afraid to just make eye contact with people. And you want to meet people? You want to sit there at the bar and drink and have someone come up to you and say hi. You're hoping to get to luck up like that. But you got to switch your energy around. You have to become a magnet. You have to open yourself so that you can attract people to you. A compliment, the lady complimented me. And I stopped my cart and we had a conversation for like 10 minutes. She subscribed to my channel and all that. A little old white lady. Little old white lady, cute. But that's how this thing goes. It's no rocket science. So, because people tell me their whole life story, what does that mean? I felt weird growing up. That means that you have an energy that they trust. That people feel trusting of you. Maybe it's your face. Maybe you have, some people have a sweet face. I don't know, I can't tell what your face looks like, but some people have a face that's not intimidating and people feel like they can tell you things. Sometimes it's your features, sometimes it's your energy. It depends. So, Moonlight, if you need someone to go out with, let me know. I don't have too many friends. Yeah, if y'all in the same city or whatever, and y'all want to hook up and go out together. Hook up and go out together. That's what's up. I'm glad that you offered that. I don't have an issue talking to women, but it's men I have an issue with. I'm trying to break out of that. I need to be more friendly to men. Not easy though, but just more open. Just open. Just friendly. Friendly, your vagina is not going to fly open if you open your mouth. I can understand if it was like, if you open your mouth, your vagina opens too. But it's not that. So just smile. How are you today? When I'm at the gym, I see in the stretch area or somebody just coming off of weights or something like that, I say good morning. I say good afternoon. And it's funny because some of them, you see how many people like, oh, you say good morning? Somebody say good morning to me? Like that kind of way. It's so strange and so rare to have just simple salutations. People walk into the room and just ignore you. We have to get our humanity back. Especially you black women. We are of the world. Why are we walking around closed up when we're everybody's mother? We're everybody's mother out here and we're scared of everybody. How does that work? If you are the mother of civilization, you need to step up and take your throne and act like it. And stop being intimidated by everybody, including men. Men have no power over you. How many times do I say this? Men can only offer you what they feel you deserve, and it's still up to you to say yay or nay to it. All they can do is offer you either what they can afford or what they think you deserve. Their power ends there. Because they have to wait for you to say, yes, you can have sex with me, or yes, you can go out with me, or yes, I'll marry you. They have to wait for your permission on everything else after they make an effing offer. Everything. And you're intimidated by him for what? Why? Because you think he's better than you. And you got to come up out of that. You got to come up out of that and play your position as the prize in the relationship, because that's what a woman is. She's supposed to be the prize. You're supposed to be the prize. Not the other way around. He's not the prize. He's supporting you to make you an even better woman than you are now. That's any man coming into your life is supposed to make you better. He's supposed to upgrade you. I don't give a shit how much you're making. That's what he's there for. He's not there to take up space. He's not there to suck you dry. You know how many relationships, and you've seen them, relationships that get together and she starts looking old. She done aged 10 years in one year because he just sucking the life out of her. Men are not supposed to do that. You're supposed to blossom when you're in a relationship, just like he's watering a flower. You're supposed to light up in a relationship, not get sucked dry. Look at these relationships out here, these long-term relationships. He's looking like a new shiny penny, and she's looking like she aged 15 years. He's taking all her life force energy. A lot of these relationships are unbalanced. The men are looking better than the women. Why? Why? Because she's not in the position of the prize in that relationship. That is why. She's made him the prize. So he's the one got all the feel good, got all the look good, and she's a shrivel up, dried up prune. We're not supposed to do that. We're not supposed to be that. Oh my God, Salkis, you're saying all the things I need to hear so much today. Well, that's what I'm here to do. I am your life coach. In case you didn't know, you have a life coach. You have a life coach. You have a spiritual advisor. That is what I am. All the links in the description box for those who want coaching, private one-on-ones. I wanted to go to happy hour, not to drink, but because they had half-price food at the restaurant. Also, I just wanted to go out and meet some new people in a non-clubbish environment. Well, try it. You know, I'm just saying, for me, happy hour ain't nothing that I would go to. You know, that's for fun and to meet people. It wouldn't be a happy hour. You know, there's art museums. There's based on what you're interested in, there's conventions, conferences going on all the time. To me, that would be environments where you see quality people. But you got to have an interest, though. Like for me, I'm a life coach. So if I go to a Tony Robbins event, I'm gonna meet some high quality people at those types of events. I'm always scouting around for different events for training and stuff like that, where like-minded people are, successful people are, people that are doing what I would like to do are. So I keep my eye out for things like that. You know, painters. I'm an artist. So paint sessions, paint sips, things like that. I keep my eye out for instructionals and stuff like that, and meetups to paint. One of these days I want to fly out to maybe, I want to say France, but I'm really not. France doesn't get me excited, but I would like to fly out to a location and do like a art meetup. And they have stuff like that. Maybe the Bahamas, you know, it has to be somewhere hot, where people who are artists get together and paint in a different location. So you do your thing based on what you're interested in. And I personally find that if it's not centered around recreation, like drinking, then you're gonna find quality people. But again, you have to have some interest, some solid interest, and then you find out what's going on based on your interest, and get around those kind of people. Get around those kind of people. I like we Undertaker. I have no idea what that is. Exchanging pleasantries is unnecessarily awkward these days. It's unnecessarily awkward, but it's a art. Like I said on yesterday's live, only older women know how to do it. Like the lady who approached me. Flowed. I didn't feel intimidated. I didn't feel awkward. The conversations just so happened that she said everybody in her family made her feel awkward for wanting to talk to people all the time. And I came along and said that, you have a gift. And she lit up because of what I said to her, because she does. I said on yesterday's live, only older women know how to have a conversation. Older women know the art of conversation, and it's easy. It's ease. It's not contrived. It's a flow. And you talk to them like you've known them all your life. That old little lady talked to me like she knew me all her life. We have to learn that. We have to relearn that. We're so self-conscious. We're so worried about saying the wrong thing. We're so worried about how we look that we're afraid to talk. You're so much in your head. You have to get out of your head. Get out of your head. Get out of your head and get into your heart. That's the one thing that I noticed from the lady who stopped me at Trader Joe's yesterday. She wasn't in her head. She was in her heart. She talked with her heart. This is what we need to learn how to do. Talk with your heart. Don't talk with I hope I'm cute. When I examine women, I watch how people communicate, and women for the most part, they talk with this consciousness of, I hope I'm looking pretty as I'm saying these words. So what they're conveying is not even genuine, because they're in vanity mode. Like they can't get out of vanity mode. Get out of vanity mode. Everything is not about how you look. Good Lord, I don't know how many ways to say it. It's not about how you look. Just connect with people heart to heart. What happened to people's communication skills? The internet. Facebook, Snapchat, whatever else, the internet happened. And people get that dopamine rush and that acceptance and validation from the thumbs up and the likes and the oohs and the ahs, And now in real life, when you're walking down the street, you're walking with your head down. You're walking with your head down and you're scared to say hello to a real person. You can say hello online all day long. Don't people do that? All day long. Hey, what's up? No issues. But in real life, I don't know. I don't know if I should say something. I don't know. I don't want to look. I don't want to do eye contact. We have to relearn to connect with people. You want a man? You have to relearn how to connect human to human. That's what you have to do. Book club, having the best way I've met people. Oh, you're part of a book club? This is what I'm saying. If you're a part of a book club, that's excellent. We should be reading. We should be reading. Everything isn't about gossip. You get some words in your head. Get some thoughts in your head from some good books. That'll round you out and give you something to conversate about. Like when Game of Thrones, the premiere of Game of Thrones is happening, right? I've been looking for places. I'm interested in that. I want to go out and experience the premiere of the new season of Game of Thrones with other people who are just as excited about it as I am. So I've been looking around for venues, and there's venues that you have to pay money to come in here. Some of the venues got to be in costume to go in there. You're going to win prizes, free food, whatever, and you're going to have a good time with people who have a common interest. Now that's something that I would pay to do because I'm interested in that. I missed the concert. They had a Game of Thrones like orchestra concert thing out here a little while. What was it last year sometime that I missed? But the fanatics, the real show enough, dropped everything. Students of the Game of Thrones didn't miss it, and you have people that are just that hungry and that interested and just that purpose driven for certain things. All of us have to get there. All of you on this live have to get something that you're interested in a little bit more than other things. And let that preoccupy your mind and your time so that you don't sit around wishing that you look like Susan or Deborah or big booty Bertha or something like that. You need something to occupy your time, your mind, to stimulate you, to challenge you in some sort of way, other than pining away and woe is me, I'm not her. That's going to switch things up. That's going to switch your perspective of your life. You got to find something to do other than drinking, smoking, and screwing strange men, I would say. That would help. I usually find it's older people who speak first and very naturally. Yes! All you have to do is watch the older ladies. What do they say? Hey, baby. How are you? And they say it like they really want to know. That's the difference. When an older person asks you, how are you? They say it like they want to know. Not like pleasantries, not like, okay, I gotta say it. They don't talk like I gotta say anything. Because once you hit a certain age, you ain't gotta do nothing you don't want to do. But when they communicate with love. They communicate genuinely. And this is what you want to adopt as the tonation, purposefulness behind your voice. You want to be sincere in all your communications. That doesn't make you vulnerable. Sincerity doesn't make you vulnerable. Being nice doesn't make you vulnerable. Saying yes to things that you know you should say no to things is what makes you vulnerable. Giving in to things that you know are wrong makes you vulnerable. Not being nice, not being cordial, not being feminine. Femininity is not vulnerability. It's what you say yes to when your ass should be running the other way. That's it. That's it. So this thing is buffering really bad now, and it's been an hour, and I have 8% on here. So I'm going to cut this live short. So I hope this has helped you. For those of you who are new to the channel, please subscribe and share the video, replay it, take some notes, whatever, and decide today that you're not going to put any energy into jealousy. You're going to put more energy into yourself than you do into envy and being jealous of other women. You're going to make it a point to start communicating and touching other human beings so that you don't feel so alone in this world. Because isolation and fear, how are you going to affect the world and make changes and be seen if you don't want to be seen? You got to be seen. You got to be seen. So that's what this thing is about. I appreciate you, Charity, for coming on and hanging in there with me. Please send this video to the women that you know that are kind of having struggles with this thing, that just feel totally inadequate, because it's about healing. My purpose and my job here for this channel is to help women like myself, the underdogs of this world, to feel confident, to feel like, okay, I have a right to live. I have a right to be here. I have a right to want what I want. Regardless of what the outer shell is telling you, regardless of how you're reading and perceiving my outer shell, I have a right to feel, think, do, act as I want. That's the whole point. That's the whole point. So if you want to get in touch with me, again, I am the Ugly Girl Ambassador and founder of the Ugly Girls Club, where we are more than the way we look, right? Contact me privately and let's get a session together. Let's get a breakthrough going on if you're ready, if you're not lazy, if you want true change and you're out of excuse mode, then you contact me. If you're still on excuses and you need a psychotherapist, you figure you need somebody in a lab coat to help you, let them help you. I'm a creative being. I am a crazy batshit woman, I will admit that. And I'm unorthodox, and I don't make excuses for that. I don't make excuses for any of that. If you want conventional, I'm not it. I'm an artist. I'm a spiritual guide. I'm all over the place. I've been through a lot of